These are the two most common mistakes that I see property investors make, or anyone trying to leverage their property portfolio. Number one is what we call cross-collateralisation of securities. So this effectively means that all of your properties are linked to all of your loans. This is unfortunately a really common thing that we see banks do when you do go direct to bank, because it's nice and easy for them to add an application without necessarily structuring and separating the loans out accordingly. So my number one tip for this first mistake is to avoid cross-collateralisation at all costs. What that means is it takes a little bit more work, but it's so much more beneficial for the customer in the sense that you've got capacity to be able to sell, refinance, and restructure your debts without your existing debts impacting everything in your application. The second mistake I see is not separating out your equity from the existing loan facilities. So why that's important is because when you're taking out equity to utilize that for another purchase or whatever strategy you may have in place for that particular new loan split, it needs to be a separate loan split to the existing loan against the property. Why is this important? Because when you're then tracking the tax deductibility of those loans, it's so much easier for you to separate out between the two loan splits what the interest was used for in each individual loan split. And that is going to be music to your accountant's ears. So my two biggest tips if you are an investor or looking at expanding your property portfolio is avoid cross-collateralisation and make sure you're separating out the loan splits accordingly.